Welcome to Houston Newsmakers Extra with my guest Joel Cowley, the president and CEO of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and Terrence Fontaine, one of the Rodeo Committee vice presidents. You know, so many people focus on the entertainment and midway of the rodeo. Let's talk about the important foundation of the rodeo. We talked in our news segment of the show about agriculture being a really foundation of it. Will you get a chance to showcase that at the rodeo? That's a big, big deal, isn't it?
We do, and it is a big deal for us. That is our core mission, and for many who attend our show, this is the only exposure to agriculture that they'll receive. And so we try to expose them to agriculture, educate them about agriculture in a fun and interactive way. You know, agriculture, we all depend upon agriculture. We all have to eat. And looking at the future, there's roughly 7.4 billion people on the planet right now. And most estimates have that over 9 billion by the year 2050. And what that means is we will have to produce more food with the same amount of land. And it's going to take technology and efficiency. And so it's important that people understand the importance of agriculture, because our attendees are the current and future voters who will vote upon legislation that potentially facilitates agriculture. They're also the current and future consumers that will either accept or reject the technology it's going to take to sustainably and wholesomely feed our planet in the future. And it will take technology to feed a population of that size.
So if you get people in there enjoying the agricultural exhibits, getting an understanding of what it's all about, they become the people who are proponents of what you're trying to do.
Proponents of agriculture.
That is great. Terrence, I know when I go out there, I think when I look at the exhibits, I look at the fact that beyond every one of those exhibits, there's typically a child or a group of children who've worked a long time to make that possible. Absolutely. These kids take a lot of pride in what they do as well. And so it's always good to see the youth out there that are actually taking care of their animals. I think some of our inner city kids can learn a lot from the structure of discipline those kids have for bringing up animals and making sure they take care of them. That takes a lot of discipline to make sure that those animals are well fed and that they're taken care of and they're healthy. And I think that part of what we try to do on Black Heritage Day is to make sure those kids go to what we refer to as Ag Venture. Get those kids over there so they can talk to some of those kids who actually raise those animals and see some of the agriculture that's being exhibited over in our center. Joel, this rodeo is already largest around. What do you do to make it better and or bigger? Sometimes bigger is not necessarily better, but what's your strategy going forward? You know,
our focus is truly upon the experience that our guests have on our grounds, because when it comes right down to it, we're in the experience business. And if we give everyone who comes to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo a great experience, whether they're exhibiting animals or they're coming for the carnival or they're going in the stadium to see great rodeo action and a top flight entertainer, if they have a great experience, they'll come back, they'll tell friends, they'll come out to us. So we're constantly refining, along with our committees, the experience that they have on grounds. In recent years, we've added more seating area so they could sit down and rest and relax. And this year, we are so excited to roll out our brand new performance stage. The old stage served us well for 31 years, but it was time for an upgrade. And the old stage weighed about 100,000 pounds. This new one's over 350,000 pounds. It's a 5-pointed star. The star points articulate up and down, tip to tip, east to west as it sits in the stadium. This thing is 126 feet wide. So it's going to be a big difference when people come into this. It will be a noticeable difference. It will allow the entertainer to interact with the audience like never before and truly put on a show that is uniquely theirs. We talk about the money raised, the scholarships, which are really critically important across the state of Texas for so many students. Talk about your sense of responsibility for making sure that those students are having the opportunities that they have. It's a huge responsibility. As I said, you know, we have an opportunity here to make sure that there are kids within our community who have an opportunity of taking advantage of a $20,000 scholarship. I mean, that's big money. Yeah. And so it is our obligation at the Black Heritage Committee, as one of their responsibilities, to make sure they get out in the community with the counselors, with the principals of those schools, to make sure we have access, to make sure those kids know how to fill the applications out and have that opportunity. And to look at the fact you have 2,300 plus students in the state that are recipients of that scholarship is a huge thing, a huge factor. And our responsibility is to make sure that keeps going. And we've done, I think, an outstanding job over the 86 years of the Houston
Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Well, congratulations on how it's been able to be successful throughout the years. I know that you are focused, all of you, and you have such a tremendous, large committee. How many folks on your committee?
Well, we have show-wide over 33,000 volunteers. They serve on 108 different committees, and each of those committees has a role as it pertains to the overall mission and success of the rodeo.
And that just shows how much the community is involved in being supportive of this event. So many people coming out.
And I can tell you, nowhere but Houston
Yeah.
does this happen. This is the most giving community on planet Earth. Those who cannot give money give time, and that's evidenced by over 33,000 volunteers.
Well, thank you for what you do, both of you, and on behalf of us, for all the volunteers who are involved as well. And we'll look forward to seeing a great 2018 rodeo.
Thank you for having us.
Joel and Terrence, thank you very much. Thank you for watching this Houston Newsmakers Extra.